What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now today's video I got a live commentary for you, how to defend, how to attack in the mind of an elite player is a series I want to start. I also got an eye track as well, so you can see where I'm looking. So there's a little blob. For example, now I'm looking at the goalkeeper, now I'm looking at Ben Yedder, now I'm looking at the striker. This will help you understand what I'm looking at in game. We've got a very cheap 10-15k team, and we're playing this on Wednesday evening, so hopefully we get a sweaty opponent that's playing very well. I want to walk you through what goes through my head, how to defend. For example, we're up against actually a pretty decent team, actually. I'll look at, for example, his right wing. Shapeshifter Lucas is left-footed. James is right-footed. Buchagrano's got a 5-star weak foot. So, yeah, I would think it's a decent team. Not the best. Obviously, a very good team. He seems to know what he's doing as well. He's got a sentinel on the correct players and a shadow on the correct players. Now, I'll be honest, to make this a bit more applicable as well, I'll walk you through what I'm doing, but I'm also going to show you how to defend. A lot of people always ask me, Neil, how do you defend? I'm going to show you the best advice I'll ever give anyone. To make this a bit more applicable as well, what we're going to do, we're going to make some changes. So we're going to go to a 4-2-3-1. We're going to make our tactics, everything on balance. Now, I know what you're going to say, Neil, don't you have the videos on long ball? That is true, but just for this video, I want you to understand that I don't want to use long balls. I don't want my players to be making runs themselves. I want to make it myself. I want to control it manually. So everything's on default. So if you're watching this video and you don't know who I am, maybe you clicked on this video randomly, you'll understand that this video will basically apply for everyone. So everyone can understand. For example, here I'm using balance on all my strikers and all my cams. So I'm using everything on balance, nothing too extravagant. So whatever I'm using now, you can fill in the game. And to be honest, if you want to use the exact same team, feel free to do so. It costs like 10k to buy, 10 to 15k. So it's very cheap. I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing, what goes through my head. As I said, we have the eye track as well, so you can see what I'm looking at. So I think this would be very beneficial. Just to give you a bit of an insight, what goes through on my head. So what I like to do is, from kickoff, I like to normally go down the wing. I just see if my opponent man marks the runners. That's all I like to do. When it comes to kickoff, I'll be honest, it's kind of a dodgy thing. I'm sure you guys know. If I'm defending kickoff, I like to run back. So here, I'm just going to run back here. I'm going to kick the ball out. I normally wait for the ball to go out of play. That's when I think kickoff typically stops. We're going to do an L1 trigger. So I'm going to teach you one thing. If you're ever in trouble, just go back and lob the ball. One of my favorite things to do is get the ball with one of your left backs, L1 trigger. And if he doesn't follow that run, that's it, you're in behind and he can't stop it. Then when you go down the wing, then you can do a skill move or you can be unpredictable, whatever you want. But just to keep things very basic, I'm not going to do anything extravagant. I'm just going to do the simple fake shot. And that's really pretty much it. We're going to look for Ben Yedder. I see him in my peripheral vision. We're going to pass the ball to Ben Yedder and do a first time fake shot. I'm recording this live, so if I do stutter or make any mistakes, do forgive me. I can see Ben Yedder there, do a fake shot into the space, do a simple shot, and it is a very simple goal. Now the first attack is also very important because psychologically speaking, your opponent doesn't know what to expect. As soon as you score a goal or you do your first action in the game, your opponent starts to read what you're doing. So he says, okay, this person has now done a first time fake shot, so now I have to be careful. I can't give him too much space, but I'm also going to expect it. So that's one thing as well. And I'm pretty sure this person is now actually a pretty decent player. I don't know what division I am. I'm a division 1 player, but I don't know. I don't really play on this alternate, but I'm hoping I'm probably in, I think, a division 2 or 3. I'm not really sure too much. Potentially 2. I'm not 100% sure on that. As I said, I'm a division 1 player, but I don't really play rivals. So we're going to do the same thing again. L1 trigger down the wing. Now he's man marked it, so we're going to pass someone else. See, the best thing about this situation is someone man marks it, just pass the ball around and do it again. The human mind can only man mark that pass for so long. Now, the reason why, listen to that example, so people always ask me, hey Neil, isn't the best camera angle, isn't it the best but tele-broadcast? Well, I actually think it's co-op. Number one, A, it gives you the most information, and B, I think a tele-broadcast, let's do a fake shot into the space there, near post should be a goal, and B, the second thing, most importantly, is that the pro players, they use co-op, and they're right. It is one of the better camera angles because you can have a zoomed-in approach. You can dribble much better with the ball. Is that not a foul, referee? You can dribble very wisely with the ball. You can see the distance between your player and that player, so you can dribble like so. But the main thing is because these players, they look at the radar. A lot of the elite players, top elite players, from my coaching, what I've realized is players below elite 3 don't look at the radar, barely anything. I would say Gold 1, Elite 3 sometimes look at the radar, but because they can look at the radar, they look like I do. I flick at the radar every 1 second. I'm always observing, and they're always seeing which players are available, which are not, and that's why for them tele-broadcast is the best camera angle. But if you want to get better at the game, the best camera angle is one I'm using. Is co-op. You can see most of the pitch. That way you can make more. Actually, I don't want to use a drag back. That's just a bit too I want to use simple skill moves this episode. Sorry, apologies for that. Yeah, so you can see all the pitch. So that way, you know, if for example you do, for some reason you do an L1 trigger and you send your center back forward, you know on co-op, okay, now I've only got 3 defenders, so you can adjust and you can, for example, you know, maybe move a player in position to recover that run. So co-op is really good for information. We're going to do a simple L1 trigger for Ben Yedder over there. Didn't work out, that's fine. So that is the reason why I like using co-op. Also, I'm not going to tackle this game. I'm just going to legit run and jockey. So just to show you how easy it is to defend this game, and I'm being dead serious, how OP AI is, I'm just literally going to run around. I'm not even going to press it. I'm not going to press the tackle button once. You'll see. I'm just going to hold the run and jockey, L2 plus R2. I'm just going to run around like this the entire game. I'm going to run into my opponent. That is how effective AI is. Look, I literally ran into him. So there's no need to spam the tackle button. Only press the tackle button if you're 1000% sure you're going to get the ball. Why? It's because your player also makes an animation. So you lose the recovery period. So that is something that is also really, really important. So that's why you shouldn't. In my opinion, you really shouldn't make a tackle. I like to run back with my CDM if you're ever in trouble. I like to split the pitch up. So for example, because the ball's on the left hand side, I like to use a lamb. Because the ball's in the center, I like to use the cam now. Because the ball's on the right hand side, I like to use my right attacking mid. I like to, for example, defend with my striker, then my cam. If they do beat both my cams and my striker, for example, now I'm trying to press, you see? If they beat, for example, my strikers and my cams, then I use my CDMs like here, worst case scenario. Now I'm looking at Butrugreño because he's got a 5-star weak foot. This guy's also dangerous, but all I got to do is run into him. See how simple it is? I'm not even doing anything too extravagant. I'm literally just running into them. Another thing is, if you're going to, thing I was going to say, so if you make a pass, try to face a player. Do not do these no-look passes like that. You're going to give away the ball just like that, and you're going to concede a goal. What you want to do, and that was a bad finish from him. I think he overpowered that. Another NealGuides tip, you can also do L1 trigger, do hug the sidelines. You can always make your fullbacks, you can always win the ball guaranteed with this technique. That was probably the bad example because I didn't time it correctly, but that's a good technique to use. But that's what you don't want to concede a goal. It's really important to not concede a goal. That's why you should, whenever you want to make a pass, face the player like this, then make the pass. Face the player. If you're in trouble, just go back to your goalkeeper. You know, go back to your goalkeeper with co-op camo. You can see everything. If you're still in trouble, you can look at the radar. For example, there I saw my lamb free. Just never, ever make a mistake by, you know, facing the ball away and doing some half-assed pass. It's not really good and it's not worth it. Again, so we're going to want to use our CDM, run back. Again, Lucas, we're going to run back. We see Butrugreño, he's a danger man, so we're going to run back. We're going to run back. We see the strikers, Bergwijn, he's a danger man. Lucas, he's left-footed because he's a shapeshifter. See? All I'm doing is I'm running these numbers and my probabilities in my head. I'm thinking, okay, what's the chance of Lucas shooting from there and what foot is Lucas? I'm weighing up the options in my head and I'm thinking, okay, Lucas is actually right-footed, but that is a shapeshifter Lucas, which I mentioned in the beginning. Here we're going to use try to change to our CDM. This is where play switching has really killed us. Again, we're not going to overcommit. Yes, I work out, for example, you know, someone, for example, like, you know, we can see space down the wing. We're going to go do an L1 trigger over there. Yeah, so I work out, you know, if someone's left-footed, what's the kind of the odds of that person's going to shoot? See, say, Maxman outside the box, fixture upwards, good defending from him. I'm going to try to press, going to slide tackle, try to intercept the ball. And also, when you're trying to intercept the ball as well, you don't need to actually tackle the ball. You can literally just run. You know, one thing people always ask me is, oh, I'm trying to cut the passing lanes, but it's not working, Neil. What am I doing wrong? Well, first of all, the thing you're probably doing wrong is that A, you're tackling the ball. Don't make a tackle. You only make a tackle when there's a clear chance to win the ball and you're in front of the ball. Also, don't look at stats. It doesn't matter if I have 5. Look, people always say, this is something people always say to me. They always say to me, hey, look, Neil, I've had 25 shots on goal. Well, if you shoot from the halfway line 25 times, it's going to go on target. Does that mean you deserve to win? No. I don't even look at stats. I might look at briefly possession to see who's got the controlling factor in the game. I like to go to player rating. I like to analyze. Okay, so I see he's playing a 4-4-2. I know he's got a space between, he's going to have a space between these two players. So I'm going to exploit that gap over there. Moore is left-footed. James is right-footed. Bergwijn and Butrugreño both have a 5-star weak foot. So I know I cannot let the ball go into his strikers. But now I know he's playing a 4-4-2. So I know there's a gap between his 2 strikers and the 2 CDM. That's kind of the downside of using a 4-4-2. That gap does exist. So I'm going to exploit that gap against my opponent. Kickoff, I like to run back with my striker. So I'll do an offside trap once and I'll run back with my striker. This way you keep your entire team in shape. A lot of people like to bring out their CDMs. No, I'd like to run back with my striker. Again, see, I keep my team in shape. Every single player is behind the ball. Why? What does the strikers do during kickoff? They just stay in front of the ball. So this way you keep your team in shape. Again, looking at Butrugreño, the danger man marking him, looking inside the box as well. L1 trigger away. That was risky. I didn't want the ball to go there. Again, I'm going to recover. Looking at Butragueño. He's Bergerain. Can he shoot from there? No, he can cut inside though. He can't shoot from there either. See, near post is very OP, but that angle is too acute. No way you could shoot from there. L1 trigger down the line. Looking at my radar. I timed that to perfection because I'm looking at the radar. Even with cop camming, we still got to look at the radar. Now I'm winning now. I don't have to worry. Don't worry. You know, you're winning. If you're winning, play slow, play methodical. If you're ever in trouble, as I said, just go back to the keeper. I'm looking at the radar now. I can see my left attacking mid completely free. Farmer's got 69 kicking. Can he reach the ball? Yes, he can. I don't know what that was. That meant to be to my right back. Again, going to face a player, then make a pass. Again, now I see my right attacking mid is free. Now, quick 1-2. See that space. Going to wait, time it perfectly so he's onside. I'm looking at the radar now. I see I'm going to do an L1 trigger to push Promise forward to drag that defender away. That will give me space in the middle. Okay, that's fine. Lost the ball. That's fine. Run back with Sissoko. Again, CDM. Just run into the ball. Legit. I'm not doing anything special. Through ball. I don't really want to score again because I'll be honest, I'll kind of put this guy on. I'll probably leave the game. I don't want to record this again. This is the third time I've actually recorded this. And I'm trying to get the most information as possible in the game. And most of the players that I was playing wasn't really the best, so I think this would be a good example. So like here, you know, I'm holding the ball, and you know, I'm gonna give him a goal, just to show you know what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't run out with your centre backs like that. Here, what I'm gonna do, you know, you can move the goalkeeper like that. Some people do that. The chance of it going in is none. So hopefully now he won't press as much, and he'll try to play a bit more serious. So I'm gonna give him a chance to get back into the game. Otherwise, he'll just almost give up, and I don't want him really to give up. So now he's playing a bit more conservative. Perfect. So this is a good chance now. L1 trigger down the wing again. Through ball. Okay. Now I'm going to press now. I'm going to choose my striker. Man mark his centre backs. I'm pressing manually. See that? I'm changing players with right stick switch every single time. See, I'm man marking all the short options. He gets through. Okay, now I'm going to run back with my left back now. I'm going to run back with my cam now. So I'm just going to run back with my cam. See? Defending first with my cam. Now I'm going to run back with my cam over here. Keep my CDMs in shape. Let my CDMs keep shape. That's my cam. I'm going to keep running with the cam. Now, I'm going to make it a bit easier for me. I'm going to make some mistakes that I see some of you guys make. A lot of people, they run out like this, or they run out with a centre-back. Never run out and never predict what your opponent's doing. Never overcommit on one side. Never do that. When you're defending, always try to maybe commit to the most obvious danger, the most imminent danger. That's kind of the way I like to defend. Again, we're going to do an L1 trigger. Go back. Pass up here. Pass in the middle. One thing you can do if you want to waste time very well, you can use hug the sidelines. It's like the Pep Guardiola approach. You make the pitch as wide as possible. Therefore, you create more space in the middle of the pitch and you have outlets options available on the wide areas. So with this, the benefit is that you can then, if you look on the radar, look, you can see how distributed my players are. So I got a player wide. That's always going to be available. So you're basically making the pitch as wide as possible, as you can see. Never pass back like that because you're going to force yourself in a situation like that. If you're ever in doubt, just hit the ball out. Another thing you can do from goal kicks as well, you can move the goalkeeper to the near post angle. That way the goalkeeper normally catches it most of the time or he punches it away. If you're making a throw in, I like to face one way, do a fake shot, pretend to pass that way, then go the opposite side. They never ever guess that correctly. Simple L1 trigger down the line through ball. That's kind of my route one way of kind of getting inside the box. Again, I'm not going to score because I don't want, I really don't want to score against this individual. But again, you know, that's a good way of wasting time. And when you want to waste time as well, you know, don't make those passes like that. You know, that is one thing you should never do. When you're on a counter attack as well, always run back as well. Like run back. See, I'm running back to where the ball is going to be, not where the ball is. You see that? Again, that was a risky pass. I'm going to man mark. So I'm looking at Lucas. Left footed on a slide tackle here. So you see, I made that tackle. I made the interception. I slid into the space, or I attempted to block the angle out, the shot. Again, going to shield the ball. Okay, now he's panicking. Hopefully he doesn't get a red card. He doesn't. One tip as well, you could always, I like to take these free kicks with my striker. That way you keep your back four in shape. It's a little NealGuides tip. And also the striker runs from deep. It's actually really, really cool. So you get like this player that runs from deep and you can find him. So we're going to focus on Ben Yedder. So I'm going to attempt to find him. And he makes these deeps from runs. So it's pretty sick. I don't know. It's a pretty good idea that I like doing. That is one other tip. Butragueño, 5-star weak foot. We're going to push him, force him to make, we're going to force him. Now that was the only time I was being aggressive because I could win the ball there. Again, I didn't press the tackle button. I was conservative. You can always don't forget to unhug the sidelines off. So, you know, again, don't play a through ball like that. That is extremely risky. If you want to ever make a pass, do a lob pass. If you're ever in trouble, you can also press the shoot button. If you press the shoot button in your own half, they normally clear the ball. You see, the problem is with the lob passes, you have to power up the lob pass like that. And there is a delay. And most of the time, the ball goes away to your opponent. I'm just going to slide tackle here, or that was meant to be a slide tackle. So if you're ever in trouble, you can literally just press the shoot button. So if you just press shoot button once, they just clear it out. This will give you time. A lot of the time it actually goes back to your own player. We're going to do an L1 trigger, well, L1 trigger. So we're going to do a 1-2 down here. Remind me of Promise. Brawl away again. Nice defending. I mean, from him. Again, he's got the ball with James. Going to run back with our Ram now. We don't want to get doubled up. We want to occupy. He did a 1-2, so I'm going to occupy that. I can see that Ram in my peripheral vision. I'm not going to overcommit. Not going to use my CDM. Going to use my Lamb. See, double up on him. Double up on a wing, just like Mourinho does. Double up. Again, now L1 trigger. Now again, we're winning, so we don't need to go forward, but just going to walk around like so. One thing is the final attack. People always ask me this question as well. What do I do on a final attack? Well, the final attack is basically when the referee doesn't blow the whistle. So, for example, as you can see, it's 90 minutes. If I go forward at this point at 90 plus 30, so now, if I go forward, the referee won't blow the whistle up until the attack is finished. So watch, it can go above 2 minutes. And this is why people concede at 90 minutes. They start panicking. They start running out. They start doing silly things. And that's why a reason why a lot of people score at 90 minutes. But anyway, that's just kind of a live com of how I defend. You can probably watch it back and you could probably see, you know, how I defend. I wanted to mainly focus on defending because most of you guys were struggling. And I might call this series in the mind of an elite player. I don't know. Let me know. I know maybe it's a bit frustrating to see the bubble moving around, but let me know what you think about that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy and have the good rest of your day.